welcome back to Straight Facts. It's Wednesday. I'm joined by Judge Mo and the original YouTube Don for Sam is with me here. Loads to go through today. We've got some transfer stories to touch on. Yildiz to Arsenal is picking up some pace across socials. Plus, what do some of the teams need to do in January as we head into that build up to the January transfer window? Big games tonight as well. Big test for Liverpool. Yes, they beat West Ham, but this is a much harder game. Are corners being turned? Is dropping Mo Salah the right thing for the club? We're getting into that. Chelsea, are they ready for a title push? They must win tonight if any of that talk is to come true. And I also think it's a big one for Arsenal to respond to that draw, to not allow the Man Cities, to not allow the Chelseas to pick up too much steam. We're delving into all of that and much, much more. Please like, share, and subscribe. Mo, Sam, how are you both, gents?
I'm good. I'm absolutely good. Did you drop your Spurs robbed video yet or no? You didn't.
It was a penalty.
Oh my God. If that was Arsenal or Man United, you would have been crying all over the media for sure, 100%. It's definitely not a media. The game is gone, bro.
Incorrect.
It's definitely not a. It's definitely not a penalty.
Incorrect.
I asking it on Terry already. We just got here, bro.
But I want to have a good show. So why are you sucking?
Like and subscribe, chat. Let's go.
Habibi.
I didn't even say nothing. Yeah.
What is this shit, bro? Like, I'm saying my opinion. We're here. This is a free channel.
Let him go.
It's a free speech. It's a free speech, and I can say whatever I want. Terry doesn't.
Yeah. Express your thoughts. Tell us. Go ahead. Express your thoughts.
It's not a penalty. Dan Burn is the one who took him and fall down. You agreed with me yesterday on MHF. So why are you changing your opinion today? Because
I'm not changing my opinion. I didn't even say nothing. I'm just like, why are you so angry?
Changing his opinion.
I just asked why you're angry, Mo. That's all I did.
This happens every game, and to be honest with you, he just wanted to please the crowd. They wanted to please the crowd. He didn't even have his arms around him when he fell down. Dan Burn is the one who took him down. That corner happens all the time, and also there is no law that says that. Oh my God, he has to be watching the ball. He didn't even drag him down. Come on now.
So just to listen, I appreciate you see it differently from me, but I have been saying the opposite for a long time. I'm an advocate of the pulling rule being introduced. I'm an advocate of more penalties being given for these fouls and these sorts of overly excessive blocks that you get in the box. I've been advocating for the better part of 10 years on social media for defenders to be told they're not allowed to grab. I want more of it. And even in reverse, at Stamford Bridge, a couple of not last season, the season before, do you remember when Gabriel, his back climbed over for Newcastle to score a penalty? I said that was a foul because it's excessive. I don't like it. So people don't have to agree with my opinion on this, but I'm consistent with it. If tonight a Leeds United player does it to a Chelsea player, I'll say penalty. Tonight, if a Sunderland player does it to a Liverpool player, I'll say penalty. I watched the Bournemouth Crystal Palace game only a few weeks back. A penalty given for a very similar incident. Man United Fulham, a penalty given for a very similar incident. I said they were all penalties. So I don't care if people disagree with me. I found in my comment section last night, it was a real 50-50 split with people thinking penalty, some thinking not. All I'm asking for from people is consistency. So for instance, if Harry Maguire does it on Thursday night, I hope to see you. I will say idiot, gave away a penalty. I hope you say United get robbed. I just hope the energy stays the same. Mine will.
100%. What do you think, Sam? The penalty?
No, I think the game's gone. I think the game's gone completely if stuff like this is a penalty, 100%.
Now, see, Sam,
to be honest, I don't think it's like...
Go on.
The problem is, you want to know the problem with that type of decision? And like the United Fulham one messed it for the whole league now. And the fact that they introduced the law, I disagree with to begin with. For me, that right there is going to allow so many soft-ass penalties from now till the end of the season. Do you know how many Premier League players are good at diving? Are we aware of this? Like, some of them have art of diving nailed down. I think some of them are going to win penalties left, right, and center for everything. So I'm against this penalty. I don't like it. If it's in the rule book, I hate that it's in the rule book. And I would be fuming if I'm a Spurs fan.
See, this is a great point. So I would agree with you. Well, I do and I don't. I've never liked the fact in football that defenders have been able to practically rip the shirt of attackers when it comes to defending. But yet, if you breathe on a defender, if you look at a goalkeeper, a foul's given. I've always despised that. So I'm not against the law coming in. But objectively speaking, I get where you're coming from. This is going to really trigger Staffy again. Hang on. How can you agree with an opinion that you disagree with? It's good objectivity. I understand if you don't like the law. I agree. If you don't like the law, you're annoyed about this being given. But let's just forget whether you like the law or not for a moment. I think it should be in place. You think it shouldn't. That's a debate itself. The one thing I will say is we kick off about VAR not being consistent. And I feel they've given a lot of these decisions this year, more often than not, if they feel excessive holding. The only thing I really disagree with you on, I don't believe it is a lot of people saying Dan Burn had him in a headlock. If you actually watch it, the guy puts his own head under Dan Burns' arm and then wraps his arm around Dan. Now, you did wrestling. So if you watch it as someone who did wrestling, what Bentancur then does is lock his arm over Dan Burns so he can't get out of the headlock. It was self-inflicted. Someone who did a lot of BJJ, a lot of MMA training, I'm telling you now, that's someone locking themselves up. That isn't someone being locked up in a headlock. That's someone wrapping themselves around somebody like a boa constrictor. But look, we'll agree to disagree. We could debate it till the cows come home. Viewers, we
need to move on because I think actually I'm very happy that the game ended in a draw because I didn't want anyone to talk about Newcastle being in a top 5 race or Spurs or anything. It's irrelevant clubs similar to Fulham and Crystal Palace, and people just move on and talk about the clubs that actually have relevancy in the league. And I'm so
Since
happy.
The Isak transfer, Mo has done like 180 on Newcastle.
I used to. Well, I know that we gotta move on. There's a lot of stories. I used to like Newcastle until they gaslit us for the whole summer. They gave us great content. I made a lot of money on my channel from the Isak saga. I made a lot of money, alhamdulillah. Like just it's a gift, alhamdulillah. But in the same time, Newcastle gaslit us that they will be a team that will challenge for the top, and then they literally just they fumbled.
And if you go onto OK Jersey and put in the code Judge, you get a discount off that, so we can make him some more money here, ladies and gentlemen. So let's make sure that's being done. And I want to address that really quickly. It says YouTube has me as top 0.1% listener to your show, Terry, and you refused to read my last super chat because I said Don was being unbearable lame. I must have missed it. I read out, unless something is vile, I read out all super chats when they're attacking all of us. So I didn't miss it on purpose. If I have missed it, I apologize. But I do, unless it's nasty, I might not read it. I mean, what I mean by really nasty. But I always put those kind of comments up, and Don embraces them. So that must have just been missed. Sometimes I don't get starred by StreamYard and I miss them, but I apologize for that. But it wasn't a lame attempt to not hurt Don's feelings. I say worse things to Don than you do, me old mucker.
Yeah, Grant, I'm with you. I got my YouTube summary this year, and it's just like the first channel I watch is Football Terrace, which is, even though I'm here.
I got mine through. Mine was actually my top ones. See, mine's weird, right? Because I don't log out of my work account, the Football Terrace sometimes. So the top person was the United Stand, but that's obviously that's actually because I had their streams on as well when I'm on them, because I can't do the comments otherwise. I'm not behind the scenes. But I watched a lot of Mark stuff. Both of you two were in the top percentage. Outside of that, all my other channels I watch are like random singers no one's heard of, singing cover versions of songs I like. A lot of them are Filipinos singing brilliant songs that I like to listen to, sung by other people. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure this on social. It's very private.
Don Osama was second. And then after this, it's a lot of tutorials about learning about YouTube, learning about thumbnails. I swear to God.
I guarantee Winter Surfer. Yeah, read my messages out as well. There we go. And big up, bro. Thank you for appreciating that. I'll always address those things. I haven't looked at the Football Terrace extra account, but KJ runs that. I guarantee you it's bare anime stuff. Bare anime stuff. I know it is. It's just gonna.
KJ watches anime.
KJ watches anime.
He's an anime, but yeah, he's geek, isn't he?
Oh my God, you're a grown ass man. Find some shame, brother. You're married. Sit up here, watch cartoons and shit, eating chocolate covered almonds. Have some shame, man. This guy, bro.
AJ, I swear to God, it's better to watch Six and the City than actually watching anime.
What are you doing, man?
The only thing, there's a little bit, but it did reflect my life quite well, because there's a little bit of current affairs. But the last 9 to 10 months, I've sort of stopped. I was listening for about 2 years to a lot of political stuff online, both left and right, learning both sides. I stopped that. Joe Rogan still comes up quite a bit. But then with Rogan's now, I only watch if he's got a comedian on, or if he's got like a strange person on, someone that like goes exploring in the Amazon jungle, or someone that's like kind of cool, or the guys that come on that say aliens exist. I love that sort of stuff because it's just quirky. And the other things I watched a lot of, which I didn't realize that a lot of it was boxing and MMA. So it really is a reflection of my life. So, but there we go. Anime is not cartoons.
The cartoons, 100% cartoons.
Cartoon.
Here we go. This bullshit. It's literally cartoons, man.
Is it called anime because it's animated? I assume. Right?
Yeah,
100%. Yes. That's why it's called anime.
KJ watches anime in his boxers eating cereal at 10 o'clock at night. 100%. 100%.
Oh my God. Death Note. Oh my God. Yay. Bro, what the fuck, bro? You're a grown man, kid. You're a grown man. Go to the gym.
Do you know the only cartoon I still watch, genuinely, I will still personally sit down, I'm going to put it on, is Family Guy. It's the only one where I'll go, put that
100%.
on. Put that on.
Yeah,
but that's not really cartoon because it's like adult version, you know?
Yeah. No, but again, what I will say, I've never watched a single episode of anime. But isn't anime quite grown up and violent and stuff? Is it not like...
No,
I don't know actually. I don't know actually. I used to watch cartoons back in the days, Terry. Like back in the days, like the Disney cartoons and stuff.
Yeah, like in the
10.
70s.
Yeah, 10, 12, like all the Grandizer and all that. The Arabs will know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All the stuff that
Captain Majid.
Yes, of course. Yeah, Tsubasa and all these things. But I stopped, bro. Just come on.
KJ's not even watching the stream, right? And I don't know what he's doing, but he's gonna come 6 weeks later and go, "What's going on?" What's wrong with watching cartoons as a grown man? I watch He-Man and the Masters of the Universe for nostalgia.
I just think, okay, so now I've got 4 free hours. So in these 4 free hours, I'm gonna sit there as a grown man and watch cartoons. Just because the cartoons in Japanese doesn't mean like it's like more cool. It's cartoons, brother. Like that's the reality.
I watch a lot of series though. I watch a lot of series. You do watch a lot of series, Terry, like HBO, Netflix, and stuff like this.
Yeah, I watch quite.
I like watching documentaries.
See, I watch a lot of. Yeah, I watch quite a lot of Tyler Sheridan stuff at the minute. So Yellowstone, Landman, Lionesses, Tulsa King. I watch a lot of that stuff. I find that quite good. I'm obviously watching Stranger Things, which I enjoy because I get the 80s.
I haven't started yet the season.
I won't say nothing, but yeah,
don't spoil it.
Yeah, I like
watching trash TV as well. Trash TV is very entertaining. Stuff like Storage Wars, Pawn Shop. You know,
so again, things like that.
TV is very
that sort of stuff I have on, like if I'm doing something, like sometimes I'm in here making thumbnails, I'll put something like that on TV because you don't need to watch it, you just need to hear bits of it. And every now and then I see my old bro, rest in peace, Heavy D, on the UK version. Boom! The way he used to wind people up, man, hilarious. Right, let's get back to football. I want to ask you gents a question to begin with, and in fact, it filters in a little bit to one of the hot takes from our viewers today. But I'm going to not touch on Arsenal first. I want to go into the Chelsea perspective. And this is from a Chelsea fan who says, Arsenal will not win the league. There's been a lot of confidence coming from Chelsea fans since their draw against, even the Chelsea fan who was on the overlap yesterday said, since we beat Arsenal at the weekend, it actually came out of his mouth, beat them. I think that was a little bit of a Freudian slip. But do you think Chelsea are ready for a title race? Do you think Chelsea have proven at the weekend, now that they've had some time to reflect, have they proven they're ready for that title race?
If you want to take it from Chelsea perspective, talk to Hussam, because I actually wanted to bring that up on today's show for some new analysis of how people analyze football lately, especially professional pundits that get paid to go on TV. No, but I'm going to take it from the Arsenal perspective. Habibi, I'm going to do the Arsenal perspective. I want to do the Chelsea perspective. He wants to talk about the Chelsea perspective first.
Yeah, let's start with Chelsea.
The Chelsea perspective is Chelsea should be very proud of themselves with 10 men for 60 minutes. You know, they went 1-0 up against the best team in the world with a man down from a set piece. They defended really well. They kept their composure. They kept their class. I've been saying Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea best midfielder. One day the people will come back and say, Hussam, you're not actually crazy for that take. I promise you'll probably come May time. Caicedo was emotionally charged in every negative way possible. And I think that's on Enzo Maresca. Mo always speaks about the mental preparation of the team, which is also down to the manager. Very important to address that as well, because the king of using emotions in the right way was Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp used to charge the players emotionally in the correct way, to fight for every ball, fight for every 50-50. Oxlade-Chamberlain spoke about it in the interview, how Klopp used to celebrate tackles, celebrate pressing a player, celebrate etc. All these things, emotions being used in the correct manner, in the correct way, can help influence your team positively. I think from the beginning of the game, you can tell why Chelsea have 7 red cards in 15 games. As soon as any refereeing decision was made, they swarmed the referee. They were extra angry for no reason. Meanwhile, Arsenal were composed and calm and relaxed. And in terms of a Chelsea perspective, look, the onus was on Chelsea to win. So now I think there are 2 different games that happened on Sunday. At 0-0, Arsenal come to Stamford Bridge. The onus is on Chelsea to win. The referee blows his whistle. Chelsea have to win the game because they have to make an announcement to the world. We're here for the title race. We're here to win the game. As soon as Caicedo gets sent off, immediately the onus becomes on Arsenal to win because they're playing against them then. Now, for that next 10 minutes, Chelsea played really well. In terms of like how they set up with 10 men. They ended up scoring the goal from the set piece. They defended really well as well, which I think is very important. The way that they set up defensively. Big up, Sean. The way that they set up defensively. And they couldn't do much going forward because individuals let them down, like Joao Pedro, like Esteban, who got into dangerous positions, did nothing with it. I think it's like the midfielders on the pitch from both sides need to be ashamed of themselves that a right back put in a performance in midfield 100 times better than all the midfielders on the football pitch, excluding Enzo, because I think Enzo was fantastic, specifically after the red card. So for me, I think draw should be disappointing result more for Arsenal than Chelsea, given the context. Pre-game, it would have been more disappointing for Chelsea. With them then, it's more disappointing for Arsenal. That's it. So I think Chelsea should be proud of themselves, but now it's about consistency, because when you speak league titles and league races and all this, Chelsea fans in the chat will go like, Hussam, you're spitting. You can't, after putting in an amazing performance today, go lose to Leeds. Don't tell me today 1-1 away at Elland Road or 2-1 loss, and then you come tell me, oh my God, Chelsea are in title race, because then I'm never going to take you seriously. That's the reality of the situation. So all this, oh my God, Chelsea step up against the big sides. Yeah, okay, great. You need to step on the neck of the small sides as well if you want to win a league title. So they've got to beat Leeds. They've got to win all these small games. All these games against the smaller teams in the league, you've got to win, bro. You've got to put in the performances. You've got to, you've got to beat them. You can't go away to Leeds today and lose or draw, because then all the work you did against Arsenal means nothing. That's the reality of the situation.
So I actually don't. There is 2 points to talk about here. I don't think that Chelsea will win the league, right? And I think currently Arsenal are the favorites to win the Premier League. Can Chelsea win the league? There is a very small percentage for Chelsea to win the league. I don't think they have the experience to go all the whole distance and actually win the league. They can challenge for the league. I'm not going to sit on the fence and say, oh my God, they're going to do this to Leeds. And I think Chelsea will be there and thereabout. Probably comes February, March, they will be there and thereabout. But I don't think Chelsea are ready to get the 90 points or the 88 points or the 89 points. They're a very good team. I think their attacking players might actually, until I see Palmer come back to his best and actually play, I don't think their attack is good. Their defense is improving. Their attack is, I know they scored a lot of goals, but there is a lot of them are like from set pieces, and there is a lot of them from midfielders as well. The likes of Garnacho, Gittins, Joao Pedro is a failed striker. He's a very, very good player behind the striker. But every time he played as a striker, he didn't live up to the actual task that he actually should be doing as a striker. So for me, if I'm looking at Chelsea, I don't think they're going to win the league. The most important thing about, if you can bring that up, the quote again that you have, if you still have it, the thing about it is that a Chelsea fan, all he did is Arsenal will not win the league. Here is the problem about this. It's now the way that people analyze football. It's very strange. On TalkSport yesterday, they got Alexi Lalas and Brad Friedel, and they asked him about, do you watch the Premier League? And their analysis of the Premier League, can Arsenal go the whole distance? And also on the overlap, everyone, Arsenal will bottle it. Okay, analyze the football. Analyze. Are Arsenal a good team this season? Are Arsenal this season? And this is why when I do videos and when you do videos, when Hussam even does videos and say Arsenal win the league, we analyze the football. We analyze how good the Arsenal team is, right? But now it's being completely, it's one word. Everyone says, well, Arsenal will bottle it. Okay, what about, how do you analyze Arsenal Football Club this season? Do you think they're good? No, they are not good. Adam Lokoma, what is his name, the Man United, he's like, yeah, Arsenal team is not different. They still haven't won anything. Okay, what about, how do you analyze the team? They haven't won anything. I am tired of football analysis being like this. Everyone that wants, and Arsenal will not win the league. What is it about? Okay, what do you think Arsenal will not win the league? They're just going to bottle it. They bottled it before. What about this season? It's very strange that the Chelsea fan on this take didn't say Chelsea will win the league or City will win the league or Liverpool. He said Arsenal will not win the league. Okay, so who's going to win the league? I don't know yet. I don't know if my team will win it. So who's going to win it? I don't know. All I know is Arsenal are winning the league. What is the reason why Arsenal will not win the league? They're going to bottle it. Actually, the history tells us that the last time Arsenal did a three-peat of second, they won it in 98. They literally won the league. So the history tells us that the last time they won the league. So the indications say that Arsenal are the best team. They might fall off. I'm not saying that nobody's not going to fall off. But that it's done my head. I'm really getting annoyed by this.
I agree with you as well, and it's one of these things where there's room for banter in even professional punditry. Of course, there's room for fun and banter. CBS typically on Champions League nights do it fantastically well, and I think we all enjoy it. And Champions League football in the UK is going to CBS, I think, from next season or the year after. So we're going to get to actually watch it properly rather than just the clips. But I agree with you. And listen, you mentioned Adam McCullough. I've known Adam McCullough since before YouTube content creation was a thing. Always gotten very well with him. And I'm saying this from a point of view of we've almost got to be sort of stop ourselves from becoming extinct. Because if we keep pushing this notion of, well, my opinion on Arsenal or my opinion on Man United or my opinion on Tottenham or my opinion on Liverpool, nothing changes until I see a trophy won, or nothing changes until I see the end result happen. My pushback is, then why are you there to give analysis? Because football analysis, and this is why fan content became so popular, is it was more frequent and more detailed than what we got from the mainstream, which was typically a couple of little sound bites after games and before games from ex-pros, a few journalists with rights and pieces, and then the TVs got turned off. And the reason it became so popular is because it's a journey. It's okay, well, this is what I thought about. If we use Chelsea as the example here, rather than Arsenal to bring it to life, the beginning of the season, I thought they'd be in a title race. I thought they'd be there or thereabouts until very close to the end of the season. I've assessed some of their games, the Man United game, the Brighton game, and I've condemned how bad they were when they went down to 10 men, how they couldn't defend the substitutions. And I remember people go, oh, you don't think they'll be in a title race now? I didn't say that. I'm talking about today. We've lost the ability to speak about things in the moment. We've also lost the ability when we don't want something to happen. So let's say United win the next 2 or 3 games. This idea that United can't improve under Ruben Amorim. Well, if we win our next 2 games, our next 3 games, it would suddenly be 1 defeat in like 11 games. It would be one of our best runs of form over a 10, 11 game period in 5 years. To not even want to have that conversation because you don't want it to be true. I mean, what does that do for fan content? What does that do for conversations about football? I think it's bad for us as an industry. I think the viewers can let us know in the comment section, how reductive do you really think that is? And forget about the trolls in the comments that go, no, I agree with it. I'm talking about the thousands that listen that don't even comment, but have us on in the background that want to hear honest conversations. They don't care about everybody agreeing, but they want a conversation. And I agree with you, Mo. A lot of the rhetoric, it's half an opinion. It's Arsenal can't win it, or Chelsea won't do this. No way United can do it. Okay, why do you think that? Why you ask me stupid questions for? I just don't think it. Why are you trying to challenge me?
Yes,
I find it so weird. I find it so weird.
On the overlap. I don't know the guy that fights with Lee all the time on Twitter. I don't know his name. The guy that has
Matt.
like 100.
I think his name is Matt.
Okay.
Matt.
To be honest with you, I don't know the guy, but him and Luke, the Man City MCC, were given really good analysis about the Arsenal team and the Man City team and the strengths. And I think this team is different. They're resilient. We got more depth. This guy can come in without Gabriel and Saliba. And Luke was like, yeah, but City will do this. We're going to spend in January. And then comes a Sunderland fan. And he's like, oh, Arsenal would be bottlers until they win it. Okay, well, thank you so much for adding to the conversation. Bravo. You interjected and you added to the comment. Bravo. When I grew up, we just called that a cheap shot. It doesn't really. And then I was on Carragher on the side. I'm like, I agree. I agree. It's they. Even when Matt also made a point, me and Goldberg spoke about this. Just when Matt said that he thinks Rice is on course. On course. He didn't say he's going to win one. He's on course for Ballon d'Or. You guys know as well as you guys know my stance on this. I think the Ballon d'Or and all those awards, I think there's a big part of it's PR.
No matter how, you have to be a very good player, but you boys both know that I think that. Therefore, I agree with his opinion. If Arsenal do go on to win these trophies, which they're on course to win, you know what the push is going to be like from the English media and from the Arsenal fans to win these awards, and it holds weight. And from my point of view and perspective, it wasn't a crazy comment. What I really wanted to hear, I reflected on it yesterday, a little bit of laughter I kind of get. But let the guy then talk and explain himself and have a conversation about it instead of bullshit. That's crap.
We did have a conversation about this yesterday. Me, Osam, Ashraf, and Dennis on my channel. We actually went in depth and how can Rice win a Ballon d'Or? And Osam explained it very, very well. He said it's all about the moment. He can actually get a man of the match in the semi-final. England can go and win the World Cup, and Declan Rice, exactly what he said. Osam said, at that time, Declan Rice might not be the best midfielder in the world, but the PR will push him to be on the podium for Ballon d'Or. So he will have a chance to win Ballon d'Or. These are analysis of how Declan Rice can win Ballon d'Or. And then we went on to analyze what is the strengths of Declan Rice versus the other midfielders that won Ballon d'Or, like a Modric, how the top midfielders like an Iniesta. And we started analyzing Declan Rice. And instead of just laughing at the idea without even letting someone, as you said, analyze why do they think Declan Rice can win a Ballon d'Or, I disagree with it. Sam, for example, said that he disagreed, but he thinks he can. Ashraf agreed. That's a football analysis. That's a conversation that we can have, right? And instead of just laughing at the idea without even going in depth in it.
This comment here says, that winds me up too, Terry. Someone will have an opinion and will ask why they have that opinion, and most people don't even back up their argument up as to why. I agree. Like me and Kate and Ethan had a big to and fro last night over the penalty that Spurs conceded. I see their perspective. I disagree with it, but I can see it. And I think we're losing our ability in conversations to do that. And I think if the fans end up doing what the mainstream media did, where everything you disagree with, you laugh at, you disregard and play down, those will be the channels, those will be the podcasts that shrink, because it's not about, and listen, I respect the people in the comment section, but it's not about the people that goad the fights and, what do you say? Go on, guys, fight and have an argument. The majority of your listeners want to hear good, honest, in-depth analysis. For sometimes they want it from a pro, so they'll listen to a Gary Neville. They'll listen to a Scholes, a Gerrard, because they've got a different insight. Sometimes they want a fan perspective. And not everybody wants to listen to things they agree with, but they want to hear the arguments from the other side. And I think for me, that's why we do what we do here. And I get accused a lot of you as trying to catch people out. I don't. I try to understand where they're coming from. And if what they're saying doesn't make sense to me, I will challenge it, as me and Hussam have experienced with Don in the last few weeks. And still to this day, he doesn't understand. I'm not challenging his opinion that they should make top four and be happy at this stage and Arsenal should win the league. Equally, I'm not challenging his opinion that he thinks Chelsea are this close to Arsenal. I'm challenging the fact that those two things, I don't understand how they can coexist in your mind at the same time. And for me, I think he does get it. I just think he realizes if I admit that we're that far away from Arsenal, I've got to admit Arsenal are much better than we are. But I don't want to say that. But he also doesn't want to say Arsenal are much better than him, because then agree with the expectations, because then he has to admit it. He's in a paradox, because what he won't do is admit that Arsenal are just a better team right now. But in terms of
can I bring it back to the Chelsea?
Go on. Yeah. Go on. That's what I was going to do. Yeah, you do it, mate. I
want to get Osama's opinion on this. What is more delusional to you, Osam? I know that you didn't watch the overlap. A Chelsea fan who talks about football, he's very good, very well-spoken person that was on the overlap. He said something at the end that I want to get what you think, what is more delusional, because people accuse Arsenal fans of being delusional. An Arsenal fan think that this team is different and I think they will win the league, or a Chelsea fan saying that if there is a title race in March and April, I will back Chelsea to win it more than Arsenal. Which one do you think is more delusional to you?
Say the first bit again.
An Arsenal fan saying that I back my team this season to be different and get it over the line because I think this is our year, or a Chelsea fan saying that if there is a title race at the end with this Chelsea team, March or April, I will back my team more to win it above Arsenal.
I think the Chelsea fan is probably a bit more delusional.
I think what
Chelsea haven't even been in the race to begin with. Since
yeah. The logic's really interesting, and that is because Chelsea fans will say we beat PSG in a final, we won the Conference League, and we've won league titles more recently. Therefore, we've got a better pedigree in recent years of getting over the line. And there is facts within that. The issue that you have is we haven't seen Maresca and we haven't seen this Chelsea team in a Premier League title race. And I think history does play a part. So I think they're fans. The one thing I would agree with, I think Chelsea fans in that scenario would stay calmer than Arsenal fans. And we see it on our... I see it whenever Arsenal have a little slip up at the minute.
Arsenal fans were losing it yesterday.
They're quite quiet. They lose it, and that element that's the only area that I think can impact Arsenal. That being said, are we looking at a Chelsea team that is formidable enough to do that? And when it comes to the conversation, again, I run every season. I do this. I run a chart that shows me what points people are tracking towards, and I like looking at this. Some people don't like my trackers. I love them because they're 100% accurate and you can't deny them. You can track up, you can track down. It's based on what has happened. And still currently, up until today, Arsenal are tracking towards 87 points and Chelsea are tracking towards 70 points. There is such a gap after 13 games between these two teams in terms of the amount of points they pick up winning games. Another underlying fact that, again, Chelsea have got to improve on and hope Arsenal get worse on. This is one of the maddest facts about this season. Arsenal, in terms of the amount of opportunities they concede against, not goals they concede, but I was looking at this from a defensive point of view, and it was XG against, right? I can't seem to find it on my screen now. Arsenal's is like 7 XG against them. The nearest team to them, so the second best team in the league this year has been City. Theirs is at 15. So Arsenal are currently conceding around 50% less goal-scoring opportunities, or at the very least, good goal-scoring opportunities, to the second-best team defensively in the league, who themselves leak too many goals and leak too many chances. So when it comes to this conversation, look, if we're in that position come March as football fans, and there's 1 point difference in it, I might look at that and go, do you know what? Chelsea might have a chance. I don't think either opinion is delusional. What I'm not looking beyond right now is Chelsea have got to improve massively. They've got to however many chances they're conceding per game to catch this Arsenal team. Chelsea have either got to halve that or hope that Arsenal lose their ability defensively. Otherwise, in my opinion, it's an immaterial conversation because Arsenal are tracking to be 10 to 20 points ahead of them at the end of the season, which means once we get to March and the run-in, there is no race. So they've got to do so much better.
My reasoning to back Arsenal in the title race, if it's between Chelsea and Arsenal, is very simple. There is a history of Arsenal winning 10, 15, 12 games and go on a run where like the 15 games, they win 60, they win like 14. Even the season before that, when they lost the title, they got like 50 points in the first half of the season. I am yet to see Chelsea go on a run when they're like, the 1-0, 2-1, 1-0. You win 10 games in a row like this. Arsenal did it this season already. They had 8 games where they haven't conceded a goal when they won all 8 games in a row. So exactly. So I have more evidence to actually back Arsenal from April till May to probably, if it's a 1 point or 2 points difference, for Arsenal to win and keep up than Chelsea to actually win all games. I don't think even Chelsea fans would back their team to go on a run for like 10, 15 games or something like this when they're like, you drop points in one game. City, maybe, because of Pep Guardiola, but not Enzo Maresca. So I think Arsenal are close. I agree. If it's Arsenal and Chelsea, it's Arsenal closer, right?
I agree. And look, Chelsea have got better in the last 4 or 5 games. Their clean sheet record is improving. So they are conceding less XG. They're conceding less goals. They're scoring at a very good rate, and their points per game over the last 5 to 6 matches has improved. But Arsenal's have still been better on most of those areas, and it's important to look at that. So, yes, look at the performances. Of course, you look at City, and this is my issue. Of course, I track what people are moving towards. I like to look at the growth or the decline because it gives you an idea. I also like to look at the performances. But then there comes a point where I look at Newcastle. I've been quite protective of Newcastle this year, saying I know they're quite low in the league, but I've been very impressed with their performances. But if you get to 20 games, 25 games in, and they're performing well, but still not winning games, You have to look beyond performances and go, well, what's happening? Why are they not getting over the line? Is it concentration? Have they got 2 or 3 players that are just not of the level to finish games off? You have to look a little deeper. So you can't ignore the trends of the points you win. Irrespective of your performances, you get to 25 games of the season, you're only tracking towards 50 points. Doesn't matter how well you're playing, there's a problem somewhere and you have to look for it. And that's why I believe in stats and I believe in the eye test. And then I believe questioning both. And for me right now, I think Chelsea could be in this title race. I think Chelsea can keep themselves. I think Chelsea can keep improving because I don't think Arsenal can get much better in terms of the way they're winning games. They can probably score a few more goals. They can't really do much better defensively. They're barely conceding shots on target in games. Chelsea can get nearer to them. It's harder for Arsenal to pull away. But from my point of view, that's the big pressure now on Chelsea. And that's why I'm so excited to watch them tonight.
You know the Arsenal already went on a 10-game winning streak, right? This season. It's already happened. Like the streak happened. So we have evidence that Arsenal can win 10 games in a row. Arsenal, the last time Arsenal won, it was September against Liverpool. We're in December. Like this reminds me of Liverpool last season. When people say that Liverpool don't deserve the league last season, go and check the fixtures. Liverpool lost only 1-0 to Nottingham Forest, where they battered them, by the way, in that game. And they lost. That was the only game they lost until like January, if I'm not mistaken.
But this goes back to
the thing is with the whole Chelsea thing as well. Like
right,
Chelsea this season have dropped points to a lot of smaller teams, which they will play a lot of times in the league as well. Like, yeah, Chelsea beat Liverpool, but Chelsea dropped points to Brighton. Chelsea dropped points to Sunderland. Chelsea dropped points to Crystal Palace. Chelsea didn't look good against Wolves, as an example. Like, you know, so let's not act like. By the way, this whole like Chelsea title race, Chelsea winning the league, blah blah blah. Let's hold our horses on that, because Villa are on the same points as Chelsea, and Liverpool have been dreadful, are only 3 points behind Chelsea. I see the separation being created now because City are 4 points ahead of Chelsea already.
Yeah,
and if Chelsea don't beat Leeds today, then the conversation becomes a lot stickier. Like, oh shit, like, oh, maybe we're not ready to win the race. And when you speak about like bottling it and not bottling it, Chelsea are very good in cup competitions. Like, if I go over the last 10 years, Chelsea have made plenty of finals, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, blah blah blah. But
I agree.
The league title is different.
Guys, Sam always says that the last time Chelsea really challenged for the title was 2017. Seriously, guys, 2017. It's 2025.
By the way, if we want to speak about buckled under pressure, Tuchel was top of the league in January, and he finished 15 points behind in May.
The problem with people telling us, like, I'm not bantering Chelsea. I like this Chelsea team. I actually like what Maresca is doing now with this team, right? The problem is now when people tell me that Chelsea will win it ahead of Arsenal. Okay, so what is your evidence on this? You don't there is no the squad depth is not there.
This is the problem with it. This is the issue with what they're doing, Mo. Sorry to interject, because I can feel it making me bubble, because I want to have honest conversations. You can have an opinion that Arsenal are going to throw it away, but you've got to tell us what you're basing that on. And I want to hear more than they've thrown it away before. I want to hear more than that, because if that's your analysis, then no one's opinion holds any water. Amorim's not going to get better, man, because United are crap. Well, United have won the league before, so I was going to use that as my rebuttal to what you're saying. You know, it's how crazy that is. I think David said yesterday, we can't track what Arsenal might do. We can only assess what they have done in the past, and things can change, right? So things can change. So therefore, how well they're doing today is irrelevant, because they could get worse. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, I never want to hear you moan about how bad Man United are again, because we could get better in the future. So there's no point moaning about how bad we are here and now. That's the issue with this. And this is why I say to people, it's never about defending Arsenal. It's about ensuring the continuity of good footballing conversations. And if we start pushing out these narratives, just because, and I know David is one of these people, he must mention a day how scary Arsenal are sarcastically. And that's because he's petrified of Arsenal winning the league. He's petrified of one of his best friends, Dan, getting to lord it over him. So he's saying everything he can in his power to sort of put out some negative energy towards Arsenal, which is fair, but it's all because he's petrified. He is petrified of Arsenal winning. So what happens in that moment is people start talking about things that don't really hold water and I think any opinion you give, you've got to acid test it. And how do you acid test it? You extrapolate it and you apply it to other teams and other situations and see how it stacks up. We have had many a conversation on Straight Facts about people thinking that all teams just spend the same amount of money, and Brighton are unambitious because they don't spend the same as Liverpool and Man United. And we look at it, and well, they can't. Man United and Liverpool have a bigger wage bill per year than they make as turnover. So it's physically impossible to spend that kind of money. And it's always about challenging these things for me. And look, I think Chelsea can close that gap. I think Chelsea are a brilliant team. Do I think they're going to win the league? No. Do I think Arsenal are going to win it? At this point, yes, they're the marginal favourites. And until I start to see consistent bad performances, or until I see an injury crisis, which is Armageddon, which is cataclysmic, my opinion isn't going to change. And other than they've bottled it before, which I just think is a real low rent response, I can't take anybody's opinion seriously that's saying
are Arsenal bottle jobs? Yes. Does that mean that they will bottle it forever? No, because I'll tell you something right now. The term bottle jobs was also labeled at Liverpool for a really long time when it comes to title races. That's the reality. Like, people, listen, you guys, you cannot trick me. I've been watching the sport for 20 plus years. Like, I've been watching football consistently since the 2002 World Cup. I can name I can name players that none of you even recognize from days in the past. So I've been watching the sport for a long time. Liverpool Football Club, 08, 09, 13, 14, 18, 19. So until you end up winning it, people will have that opinion. And it's okay. I think it's okay for people to go like, okay, Arsenal are bottle jobs. They haven't gotten over the line. But the one thing I will say, though, is in order for Arsenal to bottle it, you must think another team are better than them. This is key.
Thank you.
Because I want to land this point. You look at the Premier League right now. You go like, okay, Arsenal can't win the league. Arsenal are bottle jobs. Okay, great. Who's going to win it? Liverpool going to win it? No. We've conceded 20 goals in 13 games. We're not good enough. 3/4 of the fan base wants Slot gone. Are Chelsea going to win it? No, because they're even more inconsistent. They drop points against the smaller teams. They don't have a lethal forward. And, you know, their players are rash. 7 red cards in 15 games. They can't go on a winning run. Are City going to win it? City have conceded 16 goals in like 14, 13 Premier League games. They're struggling defensively right now.
Sorry.
So
I just want to say, City have conceded almost as many goals in the last 2 games as Arsenal had done all year. Yeah. And hang on, people keep telling me about Tony Bloom. I have no idea about it. I'll go and read it in a minute, people. Just calm down first. We're in the middle of a conversation. I'll go look at it in a minute. But this is an interesting comment here from IFL that says defense doesn't win you league titles in this era. Look, we debunked this about 5 shows back. And it is true that the best defensive record doesn't win the league every year. But the team that won the league in nearly every season that we checked, I think we went back 15 years, was typically in the top 2 or 3 and rarely finished miles behind the team that had the best defensive record. There was a couple of goals in it. So having a very good defense helps you win the league title. And how do we know this? Well, the team this year with the best defensive record, the best XG against, the least amount of XG against them, the least amount of shots on goal, the least amount of big chances created against them, the least amount of shots on target, are also the team with the highest win percentage and the most points per game. So there is a correlation there. Now, where that could let them down is if they weren't scoring enough goals either, but they are. So this is what I mean by you don't just look at one stat and go, they've got a good defense, they're going to win the league. Sunderland's defense is the second best in the league, but nobody thinks they can win the league title because none of us believe they've got enough firepower and strength in depth to cope and maintain that for a whole season. So it's not just looking at a stat independently and going, well, that means that Sunderland are going to come second and be the closest challenger to Arsenal because of their defensive record. There's more to it than that. So let's stop being reductionists and trying to reduce. Let's expand these conversations and discuss them in more detail, as opposed to always looking for a smoking gun. Having a very good defense has always been what's led to been a massive catalyst in every team that's ever won the Premier League. Let's not pretend it doesn't. This here says, to be fair, we have also proof that Arsenal always folds under pressure. Again, I think it's fair
proof that Chelsea fold under pressure.
Well, Chelsea haven't been in a title race for nearly a decade. We have no idea what they're going to do in the last few years. Chelsea have actually had some quite good runs up till Christmas, and then from January until like March have absolutely folded. So again, the same logic means, how can there be trust that Chelsea don't do that this year? I'm not saying it. It's a challenge. Equally, what Sam just said, let's just say Arsenal in the second half of the season are not as good. Okay, who's going to be the team to capitalize? Because what I don't see this year is a team as good as City 2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't see any other team, barring Arsenal right now, that's on that level. So therefore, who capitalizes, you've got to at least give a full opinion. You can't give a half-baked one. Come on, let's do better, please, people. This is the Football Terrace. When was the last time the best defense won the league?
To be honest, that is a fair enough rebuttal in terms of like probably over the last 10 years, it's been more the strongest attack than the strongest defense winning the league, which I respect.
Yeah, I mean, again, but what I mean, but yeah, last year, I get it, it's a difficult one, right? Because quite a few of the goals that Liverpool conceded put them well above Arsenal's goals conceded. Happened in those last 4 or 5 games when you'd already won the league.
I actually checked this yesterday because Mo asked me the same question. Before we won the league, we were on 31 goals conceded. We then conceded like 3 to Brighton, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, exactly. So you again, that's why you can't just look at the end result. You've got to go back and look at the context. But one of the best defenses in the league. So City, again, no one is stating if you have the best defense, you win the league. When Arsenal came second, 2 points behind City, they only conceded 29 goals. But City then had the second best defense on 34. The point that I think what people are trying to debunk is that you have to have the best defense. No, you have to have a very good defense. The season before that, City had the joint best defense. They conceded 33 goals. Interestingly, Newcastle were joint with them, but they come fourth on 33 goals. Let's go back again to 2022.
City had the best defense in every season, Terry. I just checked it.
Yeah, so you actually go through it. City, the team that won the league, are going to have the best.
Oh, we had the better defense at 18-19.
Yes, but again,
you're going way back, like 1920. City had the best.
Okay, guys. Yes, you had the best defensive record. You conceded 22 goals. They conceded 23. The point is,
it's one goal or some difference. It's not like
the claim that Fergie made that defenses win you league titles. He never said you have to have the least amount of goals conceded to win the league. He is essentially saying you have to have a really good, solid, strong defense. That's it, and nothing's changed. I just don't know what people are. Again, this is people clutching at scores and misrepresenting what Fergie said to try and debunk the Arsenal situation. And you're not debunking Arsenal. You're lying about football. So we've got to defend it.
Oh my God, I just checked. City always had a very good defense when they won the league. Always. The only time they were not the first, 1 goal behind Liverpool, and the Arsenal won with 1 point. So one time.
From 2021-22 until this season, Arsenal average age is 25.8 years old.
In the words of Footy Judge Mo, we don't care. I'm going to get rattled. We don't care. I don't give a shit what your average age is. Stop this. AMT, can you stop? Because sometimes you're very good, and sometimes you're very shameless. Stop this. I mean, good average age. Have you ever brought up Wirtz's age? Have you ever brought up Kirk's age? He's fucking 21.
Iketik is young. There's a lot of young. Gravenberch is young.
Where are we going with this football? Even Soboslai is young. He's 24.
We're just reading this Tony Bloom thing. The headlines, by the way. I don't like
I saw the headline as well. But I didn't want to bring it up.
£100 million betting syndicate tied to football. Give us Belieber $20 million. Yeah, I'll have a read about that later. I don't want to talk on something so serious without reading about it. It would be irresponsible to sit here and do that. Let me read on it. After Sunday, I think Chelsea can challenge for the title. In my opinion, they still lack a cutting edge that will affect them over the course of the season. Palmer is the only attacker that has a proven consistency.
And even then, Cole Palmer has 1 open play goal in the Premier League since January. So this notion that Cole Palmer has been amazing, he hasn't been amazing either. He needs to step up too. I think Chelsea have a problem in their forward line, and it's a serious problem. I think they need Delap to step up. They need like a out and out goal scorer. I remember when we had this conversation in the summer, and I said Chelsea need a robot. I said, and remember you guys laughed at it. I said Chelsea need a striker that it does not matter what his first touch is or whatever. Like they need a striker that can put the ball in the back of the net. And that's something that they're lacking right now because they have so many technical players around, but none of them are clinical enough. Like even PSG's technical front line, Dembele is a very good finisher, Kvaratskhelia is a very good finisher.
But Arsenal don't have that. Arsenal don't have that.
Oh, that's not true.
They don't have a clinical striker.
Trossard is more clinical than any Chelsea forward. Saka is more clinical than any Chelsea forward. Joker is more clinical than any Chelsea forward.
Saka hasn't scored. Saka has like 2 GA or 3 GA since.
Yeah, that's more.
I know he was injured.
If you put Saka in front of goal, he'll score.
Yeah, but Estevao is very good. I think Estevao can get there. I think if I've seen Estevao, I'm seeing João Pedro.
Estevao's shots against Arsenal were hitting kids in the stands.
that happens, and Saka as well. Like, I'm not saying that Esteban is better than Saka, but you can have this argument. Arsenal don't have the Haaland up top. They don't have a Salah up top. They don't have
clinical players.
Similar to Chelsea. I don't think it's that different, to be honest with you.
No,
I don't think it's that different. Trossard, you ask any Arsenal fan, yes, Trossard is injured now, by the way. Martinelli is not
They're
clinical.
still relying on Trossard, which I think is a big issue. So we agree on
Exactly
that. By the way, more
exactly.
said this because I see people in the chat speak about like Yildiz and stuff, and I don't want to make this like a transfer show or anything. But I promise you right now, Yildiz ain't clinical. Like, Yildiz is the type of guy that give you one amazing moment every 3 games. Like, don't think that Yildiz
is similar to Brahim Diaz, guys. Will dribble, will give you a couple of good moments, but then you cannot rely on him for 38 games.
Yildiz, like, Yildiz can
good...
score 15 Premier League goals, 16 goals, like 3 years from now. He's not ready for that.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to ask you guys about that link to Yildiz. I've seen it, especially across Italy, it's picking up pace at the minute. Do you think that's a signing? So I was going to ask, is that a signing to improve them in the here and now, or is that more about future-proofing the Arsenal squad, do you think?
Future-proofing, 100%. I don't think Yildiz improves
Can I tell you what
Yildiz improves them right now in terms of, like, as Mo said, like a dribbling winger, someone who could create something out of nothing maybe, but not someone who is a goal scorer, really. Like, he doesn't really, like, Yildiz still needs a lot of time, man. Like, he's very young. He needs 2-3 years to get to those levels. So for me, I think this is a future-proof signing. If Arsenal wants someone in the here and now, maybe Semenyo is a smarter example, someone like that.
Can I tell you guys something about this? And me and Hassan spoken about this, and Arsenal fans, some of them don't want to admit it. Arsenal now created one of the best structured team in the world currently. Just they need a superstar. Genuinely, they need a Salah. They need a Kevin De Bruyne. They need a superstar. That superstar, you have one empty spot, which is the left wing.
Imagine they buy Mo, play him up top, and then Arsenal win the league.
It's not more like what I mean by a superstar. Arsenal need that left winger to be someone that is, I'm like, a superstar. You get my point. Like a Gareth Bale type player, like a Mane type player, a Salah type, a Kevin De Bruyne type player, someone like a Harry Kane, a Lewandowski, someone that is above, head and shoulders above everyone else, right? They need an Isak from last season, not an Isak this season, an Isak from a Newcastle. Someone that you can rely on to get you out of trouble. I don't know who that person is. It might be a youngster somewhere. They need a Jamal Musiala type player. I think that is the only one that the Arsenal, maybe of Bayer Leverkusen. Yes, someone who's like, get you out of trouble when you're like stuck. That is what I think Arsenal need. And I think they are buying a lot of players that fit in the structures, a lot of good players that fit in the structure. They need an enigma. They need a maverick. You remember, we spoke about this yesterday, a maverick. I think that is what is missing. Stop buying. I get Eucharist is a good striker, but Eucharist and Havertz, you know what?
But I don't think that's my thing. Like, I don't think Yildiz is a maverick, Mo.
I don't think so. That's my point. Yildiz is even less than an Eze, an Odegaard. You know what I mean? Like Some Trossard might start over it. Like, he's like a Trossard. I genuinely believe that they need a maverick. And a maverick, I mean someone that will take the game by the scruff of the neck and win you the game. And that is what they're missing. Yildiz
is a very good dribbling winger.
Very, very good player. But I think
Leao was actually a better example. I think Leao was a better example. Like, Leao, if you can like make him be part of the system and the team, Leao will be very good for a team like Arsenal. Very good.
Yeah. I'm not sure. There's a lot of people that tell me that Arteta is scared of that.
You'd go against
they say Arteta is scared of signing someone like that, like a big personality. They need a Dembele. They need a Ousmane Dembele. They need that kind of player. You know what I mean? And they don't have that guy yet. And to be honest, for me, the one that makes a lot of sense, but it will require sacrificing one of the forward players, is Harry Kane. I think maybe they get a Harry Kane from Bayern Munich.
You went there?
No, I laugh. I'll tell you what, I laugh because I don't think it's impossible. I laugh because my brain went straight to the carnage and the meltdown of Spurs fans. It was something I said about 2 years ago.
Don't care about Spurs.
And it was a little bit of a threat. Yeah, I don't think Arsenal won't care. Kane won't care. I'm just talking about I'm laughing at what I already imagined would be the craziest meltdowns ever. But I predicted that about 2 years ago. I said I had a feeling he'd leave, do a few years abroad. And I just felt Arsenal might be the place that he comes back to. And I think it would be a phenomenal signing that could, I would just love it. There's so many levels I would love that signing to happen on. The only one I wouldn't, it make Arsenal continue to be better than my football club. But I remember Sol Campbell joining Arsenal. I remember being where I lived in East London was on the border of like North London. And it was right by Tottenham. My dad was a Tottenham fan. My dad's office was on the a road called Lea Bridge Road in Leighton. But it was a 2-minute drive and you're in Tottenham. Like, it's there. And I just remember the area, the day that Sol Campbell signed for Arsenal. I thought a civil war was going to break out. It was a madness. So from my point of view, I actually think this happening would be even worse. I think
because there's a lot,
worse.
there's a lot of talk about Harry Kane leaving for £50 million at the end of the season. Because there is a release clause in him. There is talks about Barcelona and stuff like this. But I think if an English club like a Chelsea or an Arsenal, I know that he's not in the Chelsea like mode because of the age and stuff, but he will be 33. If he comes to Arsenal for a 2-year contract, gives him the 2 years, if Arsenal win the league this season, he's the starting striker for them. I believe he takes him to a new level. In my opinion, I'm looking for superstars, and I think the Arsenal need a superstar. Yildiz is good for the future. But, bro, sign Harry Kane. Go and get Harry Kane. Go and try for someone like that,
That makes a lot of sense.
I think they just did sign Eucharist. But someone said they just signed Eucharist. But if we're being asked, I'm looking for the improvement for Arsenal. You know what I mean? Like, just the next thing is
actually on Eucharist already, Mo?
I'm not, but I don't think Eucharist is going to be ever Harry Kane, with all due respect. Like, Eucharist is going to be good, but he's not going to be Harry Kane. And if Man City have Haaland, what about if Arsenal have Harry Kane? You know what I mean? That is, I think that is the next thing, to be honest, for Arsenal. Go and sign a striker that is, who cares if it's 32, bro?
I hear that. This here from Patrick, he says, a big up Mo, Hassam and Terry. I hope you're all well. Favorite show of the week. Looking forward to the discussions. Thank you, Patrick, for the kind words, my friend.
Appreciate you.
This here from Michael says, big up to Terry, Judge Mo and Hassam. Best straight facts. Thank you very much indeed. But cartoons are produced by adults, so we're still on that. Look, it was a bit of a joke. If you animated Prison Break, is it for kids?
Yes.
No,
not Prison Break. If you animate Prison Break, it's not for kids.
You ruin it. But you ruin it. You ruin it. Prison Break is amazing. You ruin Prison Break if you animate Prison Break.
I think what he's made. If you made Prison Break a cartoon but had the same content, language, behaviors, yes, it wouldn't be for kids. It's. I agree.
Fonzie, it will be like good for kids like you, Fonzie. It's fine.
This year says Tony Bloom in trouble. Give us Belieber now. Quite a few super chats about Tony Bloom. I've had a brief look at the article and it doesn't read great at all. It says reports claim that Tony Bloom, the billionaire owner and chairman of Brighton, is being accused of operating a secret gambling syndicate with an alleged turnover or winnings of over 600 million. The syndicate is said to use exotic accounts registered in the names of third parties, including former political aide George Cattell, ex-staffer of politician Nigel Farage. He's in the running to become the Prime Minister of the UK next time round. Instead of Bloom's own name, this allowed the group to place high-stake bets on football, circumventing the restrictions often imposed on known high rollers. There's a lot more. So, look, if this is proven to be true, he's up the creek. He's in Shit's Creek without a paddle, mate. That is a madness if that ends up being true. This here says, where's it gone here? Where's it gone? Where's the comment gone? It's an interesting one. It says, when 10 men Arsenal drew with City last year, it was called lacking mentality. Why didn't they, as in Chelsea, play to win?
Two things. Number one, City and Chelsea are not comparable because that City side was a lot better. The second thing is you were 2-1 up. Chelsea was 0-0 at the time. So, yeah.
I agree with Wayne, though. I think the way Chelsea have been praised is exactly how I praised Arsenal. So I'm again the consistency in that. That was just the way of shitting upon Arsenal. Everyone knows it's what Chelsea did was brilliant, and it deserves credit. The same as when Man United beat Arsenal with 10 men. Everybody praised Man United, irrespective of what you think of Amorim and the team, because it's a brilliant feat to have. The issue is people pick and choose when they want to praise people. So I do agree with you, Wayne. Personally, I think Alvarez from Ati would be with the perfect fit for Arsenal. Young, hardworking, has grit, and has the talent of a superstar.
Spot on. Absolutely. That's fantastic super chat, Patrick. Absolutely spot on. Julian Alvarez would be a superstar, will come into Arsenal, and I think he's on the brink to be one of the best players in the world as well. Like, I watched him. He's phenomenal. It's fantastic. Yes.
I
Absolutely.
agree. I think Julian Alvarez would be incredible. Patrick, you always... Patrick, you know ball. I realize this. You know ball. 100% Julian Alvarez.
You know ball. That's why he thinks this is the best straight facts. This is why.
Yeah, facts. Facts, bro. Let's go. Facts.
Love it. The point of a structure is to not need a maverick. Yeah, I hear you. I think I would challenge that slightly and say having a strong structure, a brilliant culture in the dressing room, a manager in control means you can control the maverick to the right degree. You can control them just enough where they're performing. I think what's dangerous is having too many mavericks. I actually think that's what's going on with Vinny Jr., Mbappe, and others right now at Real Madrid. I just sometimes see too many mavericks, and it doesn't always work so well. Every time we won the league, we had good centre-backs. Yeah, I mean, listen, the only reason people are challenging this defensive record and what they're doing is someone put it in the comment section earlier, and I've tried to star it, but I must have missed it. People are being pedantic with it and going, well, the best defensive record doesn't always win the league, so it's a nonsense. You need a good defense. Show me a team that won the league with a terrible defense. Show me a team that won the league that was bad at defending and constantly over 38 games conceded chance after chance after chance after chance. I'll give you an example. Man United defensively are poor. We are. And we could win. Chelsea could lose tonight 2-1 narrowly. United could win 5-0 tomorrow night against West Ham. We'd be level on points. But I don't believe we're as good as Chelsea. And one of the reasons is I think over the 38 games, the amount of chances we leak compared to Chelsea will see them win more points than us. Equally, the difference between Man United and Chelsea in terms of opportunities conceded on goal is smaller than Chelsea and Arsenal. So again, every Chelsea fan would back what I say. If I said, listen, United concede more chances, more shots on goal, more XG, and we're scoring only a little bit less, but that they would all agree with me if I said that over the course of a season will see us separated. They go, yeah, of course. But yet you use the same logic with Arsenal and Chelsea, where the gap's even bigger than Man United and Chelsea. And it's no, I don't mean that makes no sense. That makes no, because things can change. Yeah. And when they change, we'll talk about it. That's what we'll do. This fraud disregarded Palmer, our attack as a problem, and went on to praise Trossard. Terry, this is what we have to deal with because Caicedo said no.
All I said was Trossard is clinical, which even everyone would agree with. Like, Trossard is clinical is not a bad take at all. In front of goal, he is clinical.
Yeah, I mean,
more clinical than Palmer.
I never said that. I said Palmer has one open play goal since January. That's a fact.
Is that statement? Okay, that's a fact. What is behind that fact?
Behind that fact is the fact that Cole Palmer has been good for a while now.
Okay. You know what? If I say something, by the way, like if I say Terry's mic is cheap, that maybe if it's a fact. That means, for example, I mean that it's ruining. That means it's ruining the show. The sound is not good. There is something behind it. You saying Cole Palmer has one open play goals. What do you mean behind that? Okay, it's a fact. There has to be something that you
mean behind it. I mean that Cole Palmer needs to improve to be part of that conversation.
Be as clinical as Trossard. That's what I want to say.
No, that's not what I said. That was before the clinical conversation.
So Cole Palmer needs to improve.
One open play goal in Premier League since January.
Yes. Okay. Great.
Yeah,
bro.
Like against Brentford or whoever the hell that was.
Okay.
This here from Tony says, this is in every sport. A great defense sets you up to win, no matter what sport this is. People just lack critical thinking. You can't be weak.
Yeah,
Tony,
so much.
except the NBA.
Actually, think about it. Well, yeah, I don't watch enough basketball, so I will bow down to people's superior knowledge on this. But if I think about the sports I watch, if I think about MMA, boxing, tennis, rugby, football, they're the main sports I watch. You can't have an average or bad defense and win the big trophies. No one does. No one does. You in boxing and MMA, you can catch somebody. The one difference in those sports is that you can hit someone with the first punch and knock them out, and that can happen. But typically, over a career, if your glass is your gin's made of glass, and you're not good at evading punches, once you get to the elite end of that spectrum, 9 times out of 10 you get exposed, unless you've got a nuclear weapon. But generally, no, it's right. You need a good defense, again, and those were anomalies, not the rules. So yeah, spot on, Tony. But I don't watch the NBA, so maybe the NBA is an anomaly in relation to that. Is that more about just being better at scoring than basketball? Is it just
for the most part, all the best offenses have won the NBA titles. Like the Nuggets with Jokic, their 3-point shooting was unbelievable. The Golden State Warriors,
I think
Cavs,
you know what? I think netball is similar. Because I do watch a little bit of netball.
What the fuck is netball?
What the fuck?
What the fuck is netball?
Netball.
I never heard of netball.
You never heard of netball? So it's very big here in England. It's very big in certain parts of Europe, Australia, New Zealand, the Caribbean. It's very popular in. It's hard to explain. It's a bit like basketball in the UK, predominantly played by women. I don't know about the rest of the world. Predominantly at school, like the boys don't play netball, just girls do. If that makes sense. But I always remember that it's more about your shooting percentage. If you score a higher percentage of goals than the other team, you nearly always win. It's not really about defense. It's quite hard to defend in that sport because you can't touch them. But yeah, if you don't know what the sport is, we'll go on to it another day.
Never heard of it in my life.
I've never heard of it in my life.
Really?
Never heard that.
Really?
Never heard of it. Netball.
Someone says it is a women's sport primarily, but I know in the Caribbean, men play it, and I only know that because the coaches that I've seen over here, a lot of them are men, and I was chatting to them about it, and they're like, "Yeah," because I never knew men played it until I met these guys that from originally from the Caribbean. Anyway, this year says Kane to Arsenal. I don't think we've heard any rumors of this. Can you please tell me more? Love this show. Well, again, there are.
I never
rumors.
said that it's a rumor.
It's not a rumor. They just want the world to be torn down, man.
I never said it's a rumor. I never said there's any reports about this.
Palmer did also the mad thing against PSG. Not many have even the ability to do it this way.
Kai Havertz did the mad thing against PSG. Darwin Núñez did the mad thing against Brentford. I could go lower and lower with examples. Igor Thiago did the mad thing against Liverpool. Fantastic. Wow. Great. Consistency is what makes you great, not one game.
Not even the NBA. Most who win have a top 10 defense in the league, and also the Warriors fan.
As a Warriors fan, we have the top defense in the league, so that is not true. The 2 years with KD, you didn't even have I don't think you even had.
You're such a glory hunter, and you're a Warriors fan.
Guys. But look, we could debate this till the cows come home. Because we've got to get to Liverpool in a minute. I would love someone to throw me the stats. Just go and find the facts of the teams that win the NBA championship and the teams that finish up near the top. I'd love to see the percentage, like the defensive stats. I'd love to see whether they've got very good defensive stats compared to the teams down the bottom as well. Because I guarantee there's a correlation. The teams that are at the bottom, most of the teams that are at the bottom of the league don't score enough and concede too many. I think that's going to be the same in most team sports where you score points and concede points. I guarantee you it's pretty much the same across the board. Equally, though, there are some sports that are going to have some anomalies in it. Most NBA champions still have a top 5 to 10 defenses, is what Twinny says here. Fair enough. There we go. Netball is popular in countries colonized by the UK.
It's not popular in Egypt. It's not popular
where
in
are
Egypt.
UK colony?
We were a colony for 100 years.
Yeah, it's so I'll give you an example. Tracy Neville, obviously Gary Neville and Phil, she was at the she played for England and she was at the coach of England. Currently, I don't know if she's in the current squad, but Paul Scholes' daughter plays for Team England. Like it's pretty big here, pretty big. They sell out arenas. It's just pretty big here. This here says, how about Kvaratskhelia as that superstar signing?
Oh Lord, that will make a difference. Definitely. I hope you don't get him. I mean, that's the most jealous I'd feel of a signing ever.
Don is the light version of AFTV's tie. We're not that close to the title. Our centre backs and keeper are not good enough. Discipline is a problem, and we're too inconsistent. Don't get fooled by the form. Look, I think Rob Sanchez overall is a very
scapegoat. Yes,
it's all about the scapegoat. If a Chelsea fan brings up Robert Sanchez again as a legitimate reason why you can't win the league, you are a fraud.
We actually think that Robert Sanchez has been better than Donnarumma.
You could make the argument that Sanchez has been better than Donnarumma this season.
Like you can make, there's an argument. There's an argument.
If you let me finish speaking, though, I was going to say he's had a very, very good season. There's no doubt about it. But I still don't think having just one good season is enough to always convince people that someone's good enough in the long term for them. And I still agree with what Don said about that at the beginning of the season. I think they still need to look for someone who is a level above. Now, they may not think it's Donnarumma, and that's fine. Doesn't mean that they shouldn't look for other areas. Centre-backs is definitely an area that needs to be improved in the first team and in terms of depth. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. Hussam, why are you behaving like a baby?
I'm not. You're bringing up average age. Brother, come on, man. Is this 2021? You need to grow up.
But I think what he was saying is that when Arsenal's squad was younger 2 or 3 years ago, there's more chance of them bottling a league when they're older. Would you not say that the more experienced the team is, without being too old, that helps better your success?
No, because there is, in the words of Jose Mourinho, there is the young and then there is the young. Saka is young in age, but very experienced.
But not experienced in title races.
Yeah, he is experienced in title races. He had 3 title races.
Yes, now, but so he's got so that's exactly the point. Now he's got actual age on his side.
That's the point, Terry. AMT's talking about Arsenal now.
No, he wasn't. He was saying that
yes, he said the average age is 25.4 for this squad.
But I swear he said that was. I swear I read that as 3 years ago.
No, maybe he said this year.
Okay.
This
fair enough. If you had to choose the best attack or defense.
For me personally, best attack.
It's a hard one.
It depends. It depends the percentage. How bad is that?
How bad is it? How bad is the opposite end of it? Yeah. If you said to me, if you're saying right, you can have the second best defense but the best attack, I'd take it. But if it's like the 10th best defense but the best attack, I'm not taking it. I'm not winning the league. You're not winning the league. You're just not going to.
I'm gonna answer your question exactly how you want. I wouldn't want the best attack if my defense is similar to what City are right now, because I know he's a City fan. Is that fair enough answer for you, my friend? Like, I wouldn't take your defense if it means I have your attack.
Yeah. I coach women's netball. We have a men's team on my way to umpire now. Big up, Dave. My daughter's actually just on her way to netball training right now. So, yes, big up yourself. OKC, I don't know who that is, are the best defensive team. Okay, there we go. Okay, already done that. Super chat. Ignore the people that say Arsenal have been proven to fold under pressure. It's just dead banter from biased rivals. Toasted people have zero ball knowledge.
Arsenal are the only team that people have in very hard time to say they are a good team. Very hard time. Like, but, you kind of like getting it from their guts, you know, like you have to get it out of them.
But a lot of that is because back in 2022, where people like me said, I think we're about to see Arsenal become a very good team that's going to challenge for years to come, it got pushed back against by the media, by most rivals. And they're in the denial curve still. They haven't moved beyond denial yet. They've just, no, I'm not going to accept it. I'm not going to accept it. Just get to the acceptance stage and have some real footballing conversations. You'll feel better. You really will. So if Arsenal bottle it this season, can we officially call them bottlers then?
Yeah, 100%. Me and Mo, actually, yesterday we said if Arsenal don't win this league, not only are they bottle jobs, they're the biggest, you know what, I've seen. Like, I'm sorry, you can't lose to the City side or any of these.
We are 1 game in hand, yet we're second on goals scored.
Yes, I checked this yesterday. Second strongest for
Arsenal.
Well.
Yeah, absolutely. So already done that. Super chat. If one of them is a keeper, thoughts? What do you mean? I don't know what you mean.
One of them is a goalkeeper, thoughts? What do you mean?
I don't know what you mean by that, AMT, my brother. I don't get it at all. Guys, thoughts? How about Igor Thiago to Liverpool? I think we need to be ruthless there.
I don't want to see Igor Thiago at Liverpool at all.
Is that a joke? They have Isak and Ikitiki. You got Thiago. What?
How do you think Liverpool are going to get on tonight? You feeling confident after your important win against West Ham?
No, I'm not feeling confident at all. I am stressed about this game. I'm very stressed. Sunderland are not an easy team to play. We have found that out this season. They're serious. They're here to stay. I am not relaxed about this game at all. I think this is going to be a very difficult game. I think this is going to be a very difficult fixture, and I am legitimately worried. Like, I look at this Arsenal side right here, and I'm like, I look at this Sunderland side right here. I'm like, they actually got a draw against Arsenal, who are significantly better than us right now. I'm worried. Even if it's at Anfield, we've lost games at Anfield this season. Like, I'm actually really worried about this game. And I hope, Mo brought this up yesterday. I hope we don't have a case of Ten Hagitis where, like, oh yeah, he won the game that basically saves his Liverpool job, and then we lose the one after, and then blah, blah, blah. Like, it's just, it's like a never-ending cycle, basically, that I just don't want us to enter in, because it's just going to be very irritating, because these things... The problem is when shit spirals out of control, it legitimately spirals out of control. Like, when stuff spirals, brother, it spirals, like legit spirals. So that's the thing that I'm like really worried about. Like, I'm worried about the shit spiraling even more out of control right now. So I just want us to win the game. I want us to get over the line. I want us to find a way to get over the line. But would I say I'd be a complete liar if I said I'm like, oh my God, I'm very confident in the team. And I'm not. I'm really not confident in the team 100%. I think there is a genuine possibility that Sunderland come to Anfield and beat us, or get a draw or whatever, which, in order for Liverpool to change everyone's minds, Liverpool need to go on a crazy winning streak of like 6, 7, 8 games, and then people will actually take us seriously. At this moment in time, we can't be taken seriously at all in terms of like any real conversation when it comes to the league. So now it's a top 4 race thing, and you have to get consistency. We've got to get consistency going. And yes, I'm worried about Sunderland at Anfield, because that's how low we've sunk. We've lost to PSV Eindhoven at Anfield and Nottingham Forest at Anfield and Man United at Anfield. So, yeah.
I want to tell you something about Liverpool. I think actually Arne Slot is still here is absolutely shambolic, because he might win the game today. But I think for the long term, I don't think he's going to turn it around. Liverpool need to be close to the top. And Sam, every Liverpool fan admit this. It's one of the biggest failures in the history of the Premier League, spending $500 million on $500 million on top of a Premier League winning team, sitting where you are, losing all these games. It's one of the biggest failures I've seen in the history of the Premier League. And this guy's still here, and the pundits backing him, like Carragher and the Liverpool pundits and the biggest channels, is just a disgrace. Genuinely, they're afraid to call it as it is. This guy had genuinely destroyed this team, destroyed the confidence of a lot of this team. The assets have their value have been reduced, and I think he should be sacked. It's a Ten Hag situation. Not a lot of people actually talk about it. It's a Ten Hag situation. Ten Hag took Man United from 6th to 3rd, won the cups or whatever. He took Liverpool from 3rd to 1st, yes, and he won the league. But in the year after, we're seeing the real Arne Slot, actually. The real Dutch stubbornness on the pitch that doesn't want to change formation, that doesn't want to change tactics. It's similar to Ten Hag. And it might be ending the same. It genuinely might be ending the same as Ten Hag. Liverpool will go backwards. And I think that more weeks this guy stays at the job.
I can't even say anything Mo's saying is crazy, man, because because in Mo's logic, right? We play Leeds this Saturday. Could we beat Sunderland and then lose to Leeds? Yes, 100% that's a possibility. So that part worries me, man. He ain't even lying. I'll be honest with you. He ain't even lying.
Like, every time he stays at Liverpool,
where we're at right now, and Arne Slot should be sacked. That's the truth of the matter. He should be. It's just like, yeah, I think it's done. Like, I think we're sitting here lying to each other. Unless we go on a crazy winning run, the shit's done, man. Like,
no Liverpool fan can tell you that they see the team going on a crazy run. Like, there is no Liverpool fan that tells you, yeah, I see this team going on a crazy run. Like, there is none. It's actually nuts that the likes of Salah, his form has dipped. He's going to go to AFCON. And then who's going to play on the right side? Sabozla, who's not a right winger. I think Salah should be actually dropped, but they don't have a right winger. Chiesa, the guy has a problem with Chiesa for some whatever reason. He doesn't like him or something. I don't know his problem. McAllister is not performing well. Only Wirtz is now performing okay, good luck last game. Now he was stubborn to play Joe Gomez. I don't think I think this guy is very similar to Ten Hag, Terry. Every week he stays taking the club backwards. Now Kerkez is destroyed. I would say Kerkez might not come back to be good. Like, they still have to sign a left back. They still have to sign a right back. I don't know where Frimpong is. He's injured as well. I know a lot of people, once you see rivals saying slot in, you know that Slot is not doing a good job and they want him to stay alive, especially fans, to be honest. Man United fans in the chat, they're like, they want Slot in. His tactics are not working for Liverpool, bro. Please read my super chats. Thanks.
Yeah, he basically said that we read the other one late. It was sent when talking about the penalty. And was saying that what if a player did that to a goalkeeper, like block their run, it would be given as a foul. Yeah. So, or if a goalkeeper did that to it. By the way, if a goalkeeper
Dan Burn fell on Bentancur though.
Yeah, he did fall him, but he's the one who took him down. I watched it again.
See, this is where we see. I just see it the other way around, but I hear you. Listen, on the Slot thing, I do get it. And what was interesting was seeing the reaction to beating West Ham. It was like a, yay, we won. And I think if you're Slot out, it's changed nothing. I think if you're still Slot in, it hasn't made you more confident that he's going to turn it round. Games like tonight are big tests, and they're must win. For him, forget the season. You've got to be beating Sunderland's at home. Man United beat them 2-0 quite comfortably at home. When Chelsea lost to them, it was a bit of an anomaly game where Chelsea were by far the better team, but they just managed to somehow lose. As an example, I think you've got to start beating these sides now, because you can't get a win against West Ham and then lose this game and then win one and lose a couple. He's got to get you on a run. The confidence is shattered, and the tactics are an issue. There's no doubt, and have been an issue, no doubt. The lack of confidence is crazy.
Mental preparation. I think Slot has messed up. Brother, what are you doing? I think Slot has messed up the mental preparation of the team and of the squad. And I think a lot of these players are mentally shattered, man. That part, what Mo just said regarding mental preparation.
So people that never played football don't know this. People that only watch the sport on TV have no idea what is going on the pitch. It doesn't matter if it's amateur. It doesn't matter if it's high level. It doesn't matter if it's whatever level. And actually, professionals speak about this more often, about a win brings you a win and a mental preparation brings you, like, actually, it's Jordan. I know it's Jordan national anthem. And I think that Arne Slot doesn't know how to speak to the team and actually prepare them for the games, to be honest with you. And it is similar to Ten Hag, I think. Like, Ten Hag doesn't know how to prepare the team to speak, to go into the games. And mental preparation is one of the most important things before you go into the game. That speech before the game is very, very important. It's very, very important. What are you doing? Is he like...
I'm here. I'm here. Sorry, I was just singing the national anthem. Arab Cup. Play UAE.
Oh, did it start?
Yeah, we're playing UAE now.
Damn. I didn't even watch. I don't know if it's here.
The UAE anthem.
I don't know if it's here even. I don't know what is here. Actually, what is it played? Arab Cup?
In Qatar, habibi.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll tune in.
Come back, like, what the fuck have I?
Yeah, what is this, bro?
What the fuck have I walked back into? Hey, come on, Jordan, man, let's go. I hope my national team can make me happy. My club can't. You get me? Let's go. I know both national anthems, I swear, because I lived in the UAE as well. Ishi Biladi. I know the whole one for UAE as well. But regardless, big up to all of you guys, man. You know, Liverpool have made us miserable, guys. Liverpool have made me miserable, I'll be honest. I hate football. I think the fact that I'm sat here on a Straight Facts show on 3rd December worried about Sunderland is the most pathetic thing.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Imagine in August, guys, like first Straight Facts before the season starts, you go, oh, guys, I'm going to be worried about Sunderland in December. You all started laughing in my face. It's mad.
This here says, Don Hussam, you're a fraud. Warriors won the Draymond and with Draymond and I don't know.
Draymond and Iguodala as the best lockdown defenders. GP3 was also a beast defensively. Offense wins games, defense wins championships all day. This is not true because KD is not a lockdown defender. Steph is one of the worst defensive point guards in history. Clay is good defensively, I give you that. But Iguodala was guarding LeBron James, and LeBron James averaged 35 in the finals. Please put the fries in the bag.
I don't know what any of that means, but thank you. First, I kind of do. The first Arsenal had too many black players, then a foreign manager, too many foreigners. They're too soft. They over-celebrate, play like Stoke, are boring, only score from set pieces. This started before social media. I'll be honest with you, it does go way back into the 80s when a lot of those nasty things were being said, that there is a lot of truth in that. Guys, I like you, but stop being ignorant about stuff you don't know. Some people might say the same about 22 grown men chasing the ball around for 90 minutes. People do, though. Like, they're genuine. Like, when I grew up as a kid, especially, like, the amount of people in my life that don't get it, even in my family, they're like, why do you watch a bunch of men run around in the mud chasing a ball around? It's pathetic. My view is this, though. I just don't take it personally if someone says it. Does that make you get where I'm coming from? Like, I like what I like. I look at it this way. A good friend of mine used to dress really well, and to a point where I couldn't. I felt I used to say I can't pull that off. I mean, yes, you can. You just got to wear the clothes. Don't let them wear you. And I took that lesson through life. If you like WWE wrestling, doesn't matter what anybody else says. If you like anime, shouldn't matter what anybody else says. If you love football, shouldn't matter what anybody. I like musical theatre. Love it. Now, when I was younger, I didn't want to tell anybody this because it was seen as a bit weak for a man to like anime. That. Yeah. So I'm just like, I like it. You know, own it, bruv. Own it is what I say. We're only messing around. I'm only winding KJ up. Look, I want to thank you all so much for tuning in this afternoon. It is always a pleasure to sit here and speak football.
Wait, what's your prediction for Man United West Ham before we go?
3-0 West Ham.
Is that at home or away?
He's doing the reverse jinx.
Well, the thing is, I promised KJ, every time I predicted a win this season, we've lost. Every time I predicted a loss, we've won. So 3-0 West Ham. 3-0 West Ham.
I respect
that. Yeah. Listen, everybody, this is going to redirect you to Hassam's channel, so go and support him right now, please. We're back live tonight after the Liverpool game ends, because that's like 8:45 kickoff. Arsenal actually kicks off 45 minutes earlier, which is crazy. But we're live after all the games tonight, so make sure you're back with us. We'll have a full panel and reactions to Chelsea, Liverpool, and Arsenal. Until next time, people, take care, goodbye, God bless, and we'll see you soon. Peace!